Welcome to Wisdom of the Way. You're here with Sai. We're sharing about returning to ourselves. We've just finished a retreat here in Finland where the sun doesn't seem to set, and that's been the theme of our retreat. And I'd love to share with you, some of the topics that really came alive over this last few days, and why it's important, why we need to return to ourselves, how we can, what helps us do that. And the thing is, well, we're often running away from ourselves. Often we're doing things to distract ourselves from ourselves. Not intentionally, but we get busy, and such is life. We get in this natural groove of thinking we need to complete, achieve, do the next thing, and somehow it becomes a bit less and less and less space for ourselves. And what I feel is something that's really important to remembering and returning is that we don't need to fix anything. You know, something's not missing, something's not broken. Actually, it's really what is happening is that there's so much noise that it's hard to hear ourselves. Noise, like an airplane. But yeah, it can be like that constant noise in our thoughts that drowns out that sense of spaciousness. And it's a great practice to be able to return to those smaller spaces, smaller moments of spaciousness. Of course, it's great to go to a retreat for a few days, and that's your job, that's your focus, is to create that spaciousness through practices, through connections, through journaling, through conversation, even to create that spaciousness. But obviously that's not the reality for most of us all the time, to live in that space. And what I find is so powerful and what really supports me is having an intention and then the ways to open that little bit of space during the day in different moments. Easy said than done. And of course, in the moments where we're mostly stressed and the nervous system is peaking a bit, then it's harder to be mindful of those moments. Even if someone says, hey, let's just take a breath and, gather ourselves here. The mind's going, are you serious? I'm busy, I've got all these things to do. You don't understand what's going on. But really, if we can make that in our intention, for me, it's been a big game changer, a big help on the way. And I need those reminders. I need those reminders from each other. And I think that was another beautiful thing that in this experience that we were having, is the importance of having that community, having those around us, whether that's those in our homes, in our immediate environments that can invite us in a way that we can receive it, like time to just say, okay, check. So breath is a great access point, as we know. And what actually happens when we have a little bit more space in our awareness, in a moment that we can even force ourselves to do that, to come back to what's true, what's real, what's important, then it really helps with the perspective of the moment. Can't say that enough. Just like a meditation practice helps with being able to have that access to greater silence, that access to greater spaciousness on an expanded awareness. So too does having those moments between that practice really important. So it's not just, okay, that's my practice and that's my life, that they become part of each other. And some of those moments is life having a greater practice, or maybe a seated practice, a longer practice. And those other moments is life as a practice, and they really, optimally can become the same thing. So that was one of the takeaways, one of the focus points that was really useful for all of us, I think. And and it felt accessible to be able to bring that into our life, and to practice it. A couple more love to share with you, but for now, blessings, many blessings as always, for the inner and the outer journey.